All right, it is 7 p.m. We will call this meeting to order. First, we will have an invocation by Amanda, please, Councilmember Sandoval.
Is it working right? Okay, perfect. A little bit lower. Okay. So, thank you, Lord, for all these blessings and opportunities you have given us. I want to thank you and keep protecting the most vulnerable in our community, especially during these rough times. And I'll go ahead and say it in Spanish. Gracias, Dios, por todas las bendiciones y oportunidades que nos has dado. Por favor, protege a los más vulnerables, especialmente en estos tiempos. Amén.
Thank you. Amen. John, would you lead the flag salute?
I will.
Use the mic over here, I guess.
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge
Pledge
allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, John. All right, we're in a little different setting than we've ever been before. First, actually, items 2 and 3 will be pulled for a special meeting. So we will.
Excuse me,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
are you seeking a discussion on that?
Oh, yeah, if there's any discussion, I was going to get through the consent agenda.
Have a mic? Yes, I do. I forgot to turn it on.
So I suggested we pull items 2 and 3 for a special meeting. So does anybody have any discussion about that?
So are you continuing the matter until a specific date? Because that will require a
Uh,
vote.
I will propose next Tuesday, the 24th, for the special meeting regarding the executive session and proposed action after executive session, items number 2 and 3.
Are you calling for a vote now?
Does anybody have any questions or discussion about that?
Mr. Vice Chair.
Please use the microphone.
It's my understanding from council that they're going to enact some type of a legislative law that will allow municipal meetings to be held by teleconference. I think that's a plausible alternative. The proposed action is going to take place Thursday, so we could have a special meeting on Tuesday, which would facilitate the process, so we don't need to put anybody else within any harm's way, or however you want to describe that at this point in time. Be my recommendation to work through these issues immediately so we can close this meeting and set it up for next Tuesday and bring all the other items, if needed, at that time.
Thank you. I was aware that both the House and Senate had passed that. I didn't know if it was continued over back to the Senate, if title had been pulled, or whether the governor had signed that yet. So thanks for the update on that. Yeah.
Can you move your nameplate over where I can read your lips, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
The nameplate. Thank you.
Like so?
Perfect. Thank you.
Mr. Vice Mayor, you may continue the matter,
All right.
but you must have a vote on the matter.
Okay. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
clarifying that. I'll propose that we continue the matter on items number 2 and 3 for a special meeting.
I'm not sure I'm understanding.
Yes,
Point of order, we need a second on that motion. If you're
we need a motion. I guess I made the motion. Yes, we need a second.
I'll second it.
Can you explain the motion better?
Yes, continue items 2 and 3 for a special meeting.
Item number 2,
Item number 2 and 3, yes.
so you're skipping 1 at this point? Don't we have,
We'll come back to the consent agenda.
okay, so you're wanting to do 2 and 3 for next week?
Yes.
Vice Mayor,
Yes.
if I may.
Yep.
I'm not sure if I'm following along on why we're doing this, but time is of the essence. I strongly feel that we should start discussions right now amongst this and keep these items on for tonight's agenda.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. We'll vote on that. Anyone else?
Who's the second? Oh, yeah, thank you.
All right.
Council, will you please repeat the motion so we all understand what we're voting on?
The motion is to continue items 2 and 3 to a time in the future, which is now stated to be next Tuesday afternoon, next Tuesday at some time. And it was made by the Vice Mayor and seconded by Councilman Palmer.
Everyone clear? Thank you. All right. All right. Please call the vote.
Councilwoman Sandoval,
No.
Councilman Heron,
No.
Councilman Powell,
No.
Councilman Hunter,
No.
Vice Mayor Knapp,
Yes.
Councilwoman Washington,
No.
Councilman Palmer,
Yes.
Councilman Goodwin.
Yes.
The motion fails.
All right. So let's move back to item 1, the consent agenda, items A and B. Is there a motion or are there questions?
I make a motion for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the vote.
Councilwoman Watson,
Yes.
Councilman Goodwin,
Yes.
Councilman Heron,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Knapp,
Yes.
Councilman Palmer,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sandoval,
Yes.
and Councilman Hunter,
Yes.
Councilman Powell.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. Now, is there a motion to enter executive session?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Sorry? Discussion? Now we'll have discussion.
Where is this executive session going to take place? I guess to go to the mic. As one with family members that are immunocompromised, I'm just curious where this executive session is going to take place. Isn't that we're already going against presidential recommendation of meetings of more than 10 people? So I'm just curious where this executive session, what room, what space this is going to happen, as I'm already, in closer quarters than I'd like to be. It's not the reality any of us want, but just to be curious where that's going to happen.
That's a good question. Do you have a recommendation?
Man.
Yeah, please.
Excuse me just a minute while I get tuned in. This agenda item has been put on a regular meeting that has been scheduled since the first of the year. There's nothing out of ordinary for this executive session to take place. Time is of essence because of the situation that we have right now. I think it's important that we enter into the executive session and get this matter taken care of.
Vice Mayor, may I make a suggestion that instead of the council getting up and moving to a new spot, which I think the hallway would work, but ask the people, the public that's here to move out of the room,
All right.
and then and wait in the hallway momentarily.
Do we have to do that for the vote? Identify where we'll hold the executive session, or can we
No, I don't think so.
vote and then determine a space? We can vote to go into executive session.
Yes,
We have not
excuse
done
me, I
that
was
yet.
just making a suggestion.
All right, call the vote for the executive session, and then we'll determine where that or how that will be executed.
Councilwoman Sandoval,
Yes.
Councilman Harron,
Yes.
Councilman Powell,
Yes.
Councilman Hunter,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Knapp,
Yes.
Councilwoman Larson,
Yes.
Councilman Palmer,
No.
and Councilman Goodwin.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, we will adjourn into executive session, and we'll find a place for that.
Be my suggestion to let the public leave and we can stay in our
I
location.
thought that's what I said.
That's what we're gonna do, right?
We have returned from executive session. We had discussion as to what is listed on the agenda. Item number 3 is proposed action after executive session. I have a motion that I would like to make. I'll move to accept Brad Brown's extension of his resignation through the meeting of May the 5th, 2020. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion or any further questions? All right, call for a vote.
Vice Mayor Knapp,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sandoval,
Yes.
Councilman Harron,
Yes.
Councilman Hunter,
Yes.
Councilman Goodwin,
Yes.
Councilwoman Larson,
Yes.
Councilman Powell,
Yes.
Councilman Palmer.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Michael. All right, city attorney's report.
I have nothing, thank you.
All right, city manager's report.
I just have one thing tonight. I just wanted to talk briefly about the coronavirus and the city's response to that. There's a lot of information out on our website and on social media, and I would encourage the citizens of Bethany to pay attention to that so we can update our community in our response to that. As I think everybody's well aware, the mayor has declared an emergency similar to other towns that have declared emergencies in reference to this response. Some of the things that we're doing, I just want to talk about briefly. We're limiting gatherings under the mayor's order on public property of groups of 50 or more, and that's city-owned property and parks at this time. We're also canceling all special event permits for groups of 50 or more under the mayor's order. And we will also, and we've already done so, we're suspending all efforts to terminate anybody's utility services at this point in the city. And that would be water service and trash service and sewer service. Those will continue even if they're delayed in paying their bills at this point. Courtroom hearings are being suspended until April 15th. I think they're notifying and starting to wrap some of that stuff up. I think they do have some stuff working through Thursday, but that will be delayed. We're also suspending a lot of our regular meetings, such as BETA, Planning and Zoning, the Board of Adjustments, until April 15th. The details of future council meetings will be announced, so we'll provide more information on that. Another important thing is we've closed all our city buildings except the police lobby. However, staff at this point is currently working inside those buildings. Those doors are locked. They are responding by email, telephone, and if you fill out an online application for different things, they would respond to that. Essential services, it's important to remember essential services such as police, fire, water, and trash will continue. This event, as everybody knows, is rapidly changing and new information is coming out hourly, so we are in the midst of keeping up with that and communicating on how that affects our community. Our goal is to keep our citizens safe and well informed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, council member announcements, comments, proposals. Mr. Palmer, would you like to go
I
first?
have nothing tonight, Vice Mayor.
Okay. Mr. Powell?
I have nothing tonight.
Mr. Hunter?
Just thanks always to the employees that serve the city so well. Thanks to all the guys that came out tonight in bad weather and under the conditions. We appreciate you being here, and sorry the circumstances are what they are.
I apologize. I should have asked everybody to use the microphone. I will from here on out. Matt, would you like anything to say?
Not tonight.
All right. Mr. Herron, John?
Only thing I have tonight is I want to thank our manager, Mr. Brown, for agreeing to stay during this uncertain times, especially with the coronavirus going around. And thank you for agreeing to stay another month.
John's birthday too. Happy birthday, John.
Happy birthday, John.
Ole, John.
Come on, if we're gonna do it right, let's do
Amanda?
Nothing tonight.
Thank you. Kathy?
Of course, I also want to thank Mr. Brown for what he's done through this crisis that we're in right now as a nation. I also want to remind everyone that, as Mr. Brown has said, that the blood drive that was scheduled for March 21st has been canceled. But that doesn't mean if you're a donor that we wouldn't appreciate you to go ahead and make arrangements with OBI to make a donation, because there's a real shortage right now, and there will be through this whole crisis that we're in. Some of us with either our family or our friends have been on the receiving end of receiving the blood, know how life-saving it is. It's an important thing. I want to thank those that have taken the time in this weather and under the conditions that we're in for being here tonight and to watching us online. Thank you.
Thank you. We are in trying times, unprecedented times. We're early in the spread of this virus in the United States. 7 days ago, the NBA player was diagnosed positive, and we shut down all NBA games. He was in our community. I know that OG&E has confirmed attempts to scam people to collect or be shut off. That is a scam. I've seen comments about that, and from OG&E. They're not shutting off anyone's service for lack of payment at this time. I'll just tell the public, if you need help, if you don't have medications, I'd suggest you try calling 211 to provide some resources that may be able to help you. I'll also ask everyone to have patience with people and grace for our police, for our fire, for our Samaritan services, for our grocery store clerks. There's a lot of people that are helping right now through these times, and God bless us all. We are not adjourned. Any new business? All right, we will adjourn until April 7th. Guess I need to make a noise. We'll now open the Bethany Public Works Authority consent docket. Is there a motion to accept?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, please cast your vote.
Councilman Palmer,
Aye, or yes.
Councilman Powell,
Yes.
Councilman Goodwin,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sandoval,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Knapp,
Yes.
Councilman Herron,
Yes.
Councilman Hunter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Larson,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you. Is there any new business for the Public Works Authority? Seeing none, we will adjourn until April the 7th. We'll now open the Bethany Hospital Trust consent docket, items A and B. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, please call for votes.
Councilman Herron,
Yes.
Councilman Goodwin,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Knapp,
Yes.
Councilman Powell,
Yes.
Councilwoman Larson, Councilman Palmer,
Yes.
Councilman Hunter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sandoval.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, is there any new business under the Bethany Hospital Trust? Seeing none, we will adjourn until April 7th. We'll now open the Bethany Development Authority consent docket A and B. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
And is there a second?
Second.
All right, please call for a vote.
Councilman Powell,
Yes.
Councilman Hunter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Sandoval,
Yes.
Councilman Palmer,
Yes.
Councilman Heron,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Knapp,
Yes.
Councilman Goodwin,
Yes.
Councilwoman Larson.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, is there any new business for the Bethany Development Authority? Seeing none, we will adjourn until April the 7th. We are adjourned.